All right, we'll do a quick demo of the Ditto platform. You can see here that we're on a dashboard. We have two projects. We have one that is still in draft format, has not yet been sent to the client for approval, and we have another that has a pending update with the client. So it has been sent to the client for approval, and then all along the way you use Ditto to track any changes, to scope any changes, any approvals. So for example, if you have a wireframe you want approved before you move into the design, that all happens through Ditto. To create a new project, you just click on this button up here in the upper left or upper right and select your starting point. So you can choose from blank. You can start with we're adding additional templates, but right now we have 2 templates, and then any custom templates. These are templates you create yourself. You can see here that any project can be changed into a template if you'd like to turn it into a template. But for right now, we'll just take a look at this test project. So you can see you start off by adding a title for your project, add a description, you can upload your own logo. Many times people like to include PDFs or file uploads. So for example, a proposal for the client, a contract which gets signed at the time of that initial proposal approval, and then a capabilities deck to show off what you're capable of. Below that, or if you have a more, less involved proposal, you can do the whole thing here in Ditto. And it's structured much like a timeline to really help show the client what this project is going to look and feel like. So you might start off with a discovery phase. You might include a checklist that tells all of the things that you're going to do, talk about the next phase of work. You can upload or add links to invoices. So you can see here that you can add any kind of link or attachment or a date card, which is that card on the left, or text. When you add text, all of this autosaves, so you can come in here, you can make changes, you can turn this into a heading, you can turn this into a link if you like, just a hyperlink. The cards also drag, so you can drag cards around like so, or you can tune them by moving, you can tune within the card as shown here. So the idea is that this is just a really flexible way of taking what was initially, a more static proposal that you would get signed by DocuSign and filed into a Dropbox folder somewhere, and instead now you have a really flexible, you're really putting the scope at the core of what your communications with your client, and working on documenting all communications that are important to the outcome of the project. You also don't forget to get paid. We're working on a next up on the agenda is a special payment card that will be integrated with payment platforms, but for right now you can just add your invoices and then track the status. Sometimes the client isn't aware of payment status, or you can link out to folders or files and share them in context so that hopefully the client doesn't end up treating you like a human Dropbox and asking for you to send things. So that's a quick look at what the proposal timeline looks like. The other important feature is this change log. So you'll see here up in the upper right-hand corner, we have this clock icon. Anytime the client approves something, and so anytime you send something for approval to the client, there will be an entry in the change log. We'll have this date stamped, time stamped soon. But you can see that if you click here, you're going to see a snapshot of that time in the project. So I've just clicked on the very first initial proposal. This is what my initial proposal looked like. If I click on the eye, I get that, a note about what was changed, and that can be very long. It's just short for the purposes of this test, but that could be very long and explain more, why you are adding an additional $500 to the scope, for example. The client workflow they'll get a view very similar to this, but they'll have a button up at the top that just says approve. If you click this preview button, you can see the client preview of this page, and then they'll click that approve and it will be added to the changelog. Hopefully that makes sense. I would love any feedback. We're always making changes and always improving, so very open to feedback, and thanks so much.